Hey everyone, first stream on this channel. Bull market is over, we are going down, and current reversal is only a bull trap, right? Time to buy back if you did this already. I am essentially against the fact of selling to buy back lower. I don't think that you should be protecting 20% downside, risking thousands of percent of upside. I also want you to be a man. Hold till zero or till financial future for the grandkids of your grandkids. And we will go through the current market structure. We will go through what will be happening next, what I'm doing in the current situation as well. What I'm thinking, is this a reversal? Are we going up? Are we going lower? And things like that. And it might easily be one of the most expensive live streams that you ever saw in your life and in the world as well, because on this live stream I will actually share my situation with Brad currently, and we will actually figure out if $100,000 will actually get liquidated. Press that like button and let's actually start this thing. I hope everything is alright from the video and sound point of view as well. Some things in the first place I wanted to share. A message from someone who bought $2,000 worth of sub-penny Doge in 2020, and then he had to mute Doge from Twitter because it hurted just too much. I want all of you to make sure not to make these type of mistakes. I want all of you to buy, have conviction, and hold as well. Something funny as well, the sellers right now, I'm tired boss. And as we see, essentially following the charts currently, BTC is surging up, BTC at around 59k, Solana is going up, meme coins are actually going up, some of them on Solana, on Pepe. Close to the end of the stream, I would actually share the largest piece of alpha about meme coin traders of this cycle, because I do think that people actually view them wrong. And I think you have to change your view on meme coin traders and people who are sitting in meme coins at this stage. And changing this view will actually help you drastically in this cycle as well. Something I obviously wanted to start with is Bitcoin dominance. So I was calling the top for Bitcoin dominance at 57 level. And a lot of people, they were essentially doing the same. We kind of see that we have this line of support. Maybe we will hold, maybe we will go down. But if you would check, Bitcoin dominance is going up from November of 2022 actually. So it's just crazy. Let's actually, yeah, I think currently at this stage is going up for around 6 to 7 months. We are waiting for our alt season. Some people were saying like we were waiting for alt season back in January, back in February. In February, we actually got something. We definitely had a bunch of tokens surging up closer to the end of February, start of March as well. And currently, we're still waiting for our Bitcoin dominance to go down and finally have our alt season. I would say that the grounds for things like this happening currently definitely looks very interesting. Just from the fact that we should have our Ethereum ETF in the first place, we don't know what will happen. A lot of people are actually betting on the fact that it will get denied, but I will actually have a separate video on Ethereum ETF outcomes and results coming quite soon on the channel as well. So make sure to subscribe and press the like button on the stream, guys, as well. And following this fact that we kind of will have certain speculation about Ethereum happening on the marketplace, price of the Ethereum should probably be going up because people would fear to miss out. And as we essentially know, Ethereum price goes up, and we are finally seeing our alt season as well, because liquidity finally starts to flow from BTC to Ethereum, and then from Ethereum to all the other alts as well. I believe that this cycle is slightly different, and Solana is definitely showing some very, very interesting things as kind of this frontier type of coin that is surging up the first and sucking in liquidity as well. But I do believe that our fully fledged alt season will only be in place when Ethereum will only surge up, because we have to understand what type of holders, we have to understand why alt season is actually happening in the first place. It's happening because people are selling the BTC and they're buying Ethereum and they're buying altcoins as well. Everyone who actually wanted to do that in the first place, people like me, we've already done that long time ago. Currently, we have these older BTC whales that are watching their own older influencers on YouTube and are waiting for them to say, all right, it's actually time to sell your BTC and buy Ethereum. And these people will essentially give more liquidity to people who are holding Ethereum at this stage, and they will start actually transfer the Ethereum to lower caps as well. So it's a very specific type of holders, and until they will be sure that this is the right time to actually do that, I don't think it will be happening. But I would say we are at a very key levels at this stage, because if this support would actually be broken down, and if we would actually show clearly that we are going even lower, that might be something, that might be it in terms of our Bitcoin dominance and things that would be happening moving forward. Something I wanted to discuss as well is Total 3 too. Total 3 is your chart of all the altcoins except Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we had this crazy week. Man, like on this week I was liquidated out of my $100,000 on this week, just like I think it was 2 weeks ago, the weekend around 2 weeks ago. I pretty much got robbed out of most of my altcoin positions in the market, because like most things I have currently are actually memes and some of the altcoins, but I was not buying a lot of them on spot. I would say lower caps, because from large caps I was sitting in longs on lower caps as well. We had this recent week down with BTC essentially surging to 57 to 56k even, right? And currently we are trending up as well. And the main issue, the main thing that we should be focusing on is whether or not this thing would essentially go up. And obviously it heavily depends on Bitcoin dominance. But Bitcoin dominance, it just been up for too long. It's the same thing as correction on BTC. We were waiting for a correction, we received our correction, and we are waiting for the correction on Bitcoin dominance at this stage. It's just too much. And if you remember my reasoning on the videos that I was doing several months ago as well, with this Bitcoin dominance, with this Total 3 chart, right, we are not even at the all-time high levels of previous cycle. For us, from these levels to reach all-time highs, we actually need 80% move up, and Bitcoin already seen these levels. Bitcoin already was on these levels, and it was actually a bit higher as well. So I'm definitely waiting for Total 3 to go up, which will essentially do a lot to our altcoin bags in the first place. I do think that these things should be happening, and I was saying that we will be seeing new Bitcoin all-time high in upcoming 3 weeks. I do still think we should actually see that. It's just so interesting what is happening on the marketplace currently. I would say that the main question that we might have right now is whether or not we will actually be printing new low for the altcoins and BTC like goes to 52k, right? Or we are going to surge up high right away. I would say that we should probably just surge up high right away, because people will be in disbelief. I would say that Max Payne scenario is still just surge up, just because of the fact a lot of people actually sold. They were thinking to buy back lower. They're not getting back currently because they're afraid, because they're thinking that we are going to zero and nothing essentially will be happening. Like we would be seeing 48,000 Bitcoin and things like that. I don't actually think it's going to happen. Seeing all the macro events, election and things like that. And I know on some influencers channels you actually see that during summer Bitcoin is usually not doing anything, but I was actually checking out Bitcoin chart during summers of election years as well. And I actually saw that usually it was actually moving up. Not at the great amount, right? But it would still moving up in the summer. So let us see our 2020, right? June. So we have June here and we have August right here. You can easily see that it was moving up. Yeah, we had a bit of chop, but overall it was like a 40% movement during summer in the election year as well. I don't think that we should be seeing any like sideways action or things like that, because markets are front looking. And it would be very stupid for people to just leave for summer and like randomly start buying in autumn because presidential election is only in 2 months, right? I do remember 2020. I do remember COVID. I do remember stock market just going nuts in the summer as well. I expect something similar to be happening. This is actually fear and greed index in stock market currently. It's 36. It's very, very good. It's in stock market, right? And in crypto, we have 43 at this stage. So we kind of had a reset. I don't expect us to move for long term into this area because the trend is essentially up and we in the bull market only if we would actually be breaking the trend. I do expect for us to move into extreme fear, but I think worst case scenario is something that might be happening if that we would essentially move into extreme fear for a short amount of time, just for the short amount of time to actually, and I think it will actually be bought up quite soon after that, right? Altseason Index, like all these metrics, they're a bit of retailish, I would say, because you should not be focusing on these type of metrics because when they're already showing that this is an alt season, it's already kind of too late because a lot of people already positioned themselves properly in alts, in meme coins as well, and once this index will show that it's already an alt season, most of this stuff will have way lower upside. And these are types of people that I'm essentially talking to you about as well. The guys who are sitting in Bitcoin and they are waiting for all their influencers to essentially tell them, all right, guys, Bitcoin dominance broke down, sell your BTC and buy into Ethereum. Probably these are guys with larger amounts of capital. So their goal is most likely not to make money, but to protect money in the first place on this market and then essentially make it. Therefore, from their point of view, it definitely makes sense to wait for the breakdown of Bitcoin dominance and only then safely swap the BTC into Ethereum, into some altcoins, take their 20, 30, 50, 100% movement, still more that they probably saw on BTC, although if they were buying at the lows, they definitely got their 4x, which is quite nice. And then after dominance will essentially start to surge up as well, they will move back into Bitcoin and they will continue to watch their older influencers as well. Some things from Alex Kruger. The crypto cycle has been mostly entirely driven by the Bitcoin ETF. Ethereum has been a major. I think the main reason for that is because we're still a bit early. We pretty much showed new all-time high before halving. Without ETF, that would not be happening like 100%. And at the same time, it's quite funny that we were expecting Hong Kong ETF, approval of Ethereum ETF, BTC ETF, and inflows are pretty much close to zero, which is very, very correct. It's like they're very, very low in comparison to the US inflows. But from one point of view, it's also bullish because I saw some news today that pension funds quite soon also would be able to input their money into Bitcoin ETFs because previously they did not have an option to actually do that. And right now, quite soon, they will have an option to do that. And if you are watching this channel, if you're following some videos, we also have we need to understand who are battling each other at this stage. In the first place, we have some geeks that were able to mine BTC back in 2009. And in other side of the ring, we have the power of US economy, largest economy in the world at this stage. It's so crazy to be bearish about BTC and about ETF this cycle. They will push the bubble, they will print money, they will raise up the stock market to the election, they will most likely lose the election, and Republican candidate that will most likely win will essentially pump the markets moving forward. He will decrease the rate, he will print more money, and it all probably going to be bullish for quite some time after the election. I don't buy much into left translated cycle at this stage, although around key levels, because I do understand that a lot of people will be taking profits around key levels, 120, 150, 170. I will also be taking profits from my end, but I do think that we should actually be seeing 700k BTC this cycle. Let's see if this is going to happen. Obviously not this year. Ethereum has been a major disappointment, but it has performed well overall for stakers and airdrop farmers. So ETH has done 3x's from the lows. I think it was at $900. Right now it's at 2.8, right? So 3.5x's. From one point of view, yes, it's a disappointment. From another point of view, it's actually one of the highest upsides ecosystems, because you do not have like this amount of layer 2s. And despite the fact, like, one very, very important thing about meme coins that I actually want you to understand. Solana meme coins were able to do so well with the main token of the chain doing more than 20x's from the lows. Ethereum meme coins were able to keep up, and they're even on top. Pepe is on top at this stage, with Ethereum only doing 3.5x's. Imagine if Ethereum will surge up. Imagine what awaits us. Imagine how poor Solana holders are in the first place. Imagine like how small amount of people actually were buying Solana in the bottom. And I would say that one of the main reasons for Solana memes to pump was because Ethereum people around October, November of last year, they essentially transferred to Solana. They started to trade memes on Solana. If that won't be happening in the first place, they pretty much just gave the liquidity to Solana because of the fact that it was a bit too boring with Ethereum at this stage. But right now, I think we are very, very close for Ethereum to realizing its potential, essentially. Solana established itself as the chain of choice for retail traders, demonstrating perfect product market fit, overtaking Ethereum. Essentially, product market fit as well. Did they think that chain will only be used for trading meme coins? That's the question that I have. And I think currently we have certain issues with congestion and things like that. But a very, very interesting thought that I actually heard from someone who is trading meme coins on Solana, I saw it on Twitter, is that Solana, like launching your meme on Solana, is kind of similar to have your meme actually launched on a centralized exchange, because it's fast, it's easy to use, you're getting a bunch of access to a bunch of people as well. And experience is quite similar because you can sell fast, you can buy fast as well. It's a very, very interesting thought. I think that's one of the main. And what type of alpha you actually need to get from this statement is that it might be the case that when Solana meme coins are launching on centralized exchanges, they won't be getting a lot of liquidity. And most likely, it will essentially serve them as sell the news event, right? Because everyone who wanted to buy Solana memes already, they bought it on chain, because Solana chain is quite similar to centralized exchange. And in differentiation, Ethereum meme coins, when they launched on centralized exchanges, larger one, that actually might be bringing new liquidity. But anyway, kind of this launch on centralized exchanges only makes sense when we are in more like retail part of the cycle. Right now, we still don't have a lot of retail. And everyone who actually wants to buy memes, they will buy them on chain. Then it became congested, stopped working, and crashed. Yeah, so this is something I mentioned already. Then came Base, positioning itself as a legitimate Solana competitor on the retail front. It's quite funny. I think today I saw a video from Handsome Finance, a French guy, and he basically uncovered that most of meme coins on Base are a scam, because they were using the same development framework that you can hire engineer easily from Fiverr, and some of them, they were actually using the same server and the same garbage AI generated art as well. So all of them, they're kind of like just a bunch of scams in the first place. It's so. And remember, all these influencers back in March actually funneling you to Base like crazy. It all was and Fugazi operation in the first place, with Brad being the most thing there. But I'm kind of a holder of Brad at this stage myself, right? Because I still see that people probably will get deceived. I want to have a seat in this game because I'm early. I know it's essentially shady. I knew it's shady from the first place, like initially as well. I did not buy a 2 million market cap when Crash called it, and I saw it like at 6 million market cap. I just think that like opportunity cost from me like constantly thinking about, I would either just lose 100k on my bread loan and be kind of calm in my mind, then not participate in this garbage scam piece of shit project at all, right? Meme coins have dominated the narrative alongside Bitcoin. Most have now gone to zero. However, large cap meme coins rank among the strongest performance of the year, still exhibiting significant returns despite the correction. Meme coins have established themselves as a viable asset class in their own right. I would share meme coin alpha closer to the end of this video. You need to actually see that. That's just so crazy. And by the way, you can ask any type of questions you actually want in the chat. Closer to the end of the stream, we will have a Q&A session. So I would essentially talk to you and I will respond to your questions as well. There has been barely any new retail coming into crypto. It's been mostly ETF buyers and previous cycle participants redeploying and going out the risk curve. It's very, very important. It's a very, very important statement. And I won't agree with this completely, because back at the end of March, we saw Coinbase application ranking as top 49, I think, in the whole App Store. I think it was the lower it actually was able to get. And I don't think that if Coinbase application moves from rank 300 to rank 49, I don't think you actually have retail. I don't think you actually don't have retail in the market. I think we had retail, it just got robbed very, very fast, because these guys, they were edgy inside. They forgot how it feels to actually rob retail in the first place. They wanted to repeat it very, very, very much. And this time they robbed retail through Solana in the first place. But Base is a bit harder, because you essentially need to teach retail to bridge your funds to Base in order to rob it, right? And I think they just came too early. They not too early, right? Because what they should have done is to let them wait for some time and let more people come in and only then rob, because then they will essentially rob them from more money, right? Because unfortunately, currently they robbed retail for a small amount of money. But I don't think that it's only about Solana cabals and Solana degens, because definitely someone who decided to rob retail back in March was someone who is controlling the market on a larger scale. And I would say these are market makers. The same thing with this correction of Total 3, where I lost $100,000 2 weeks. God, what is this chart? When I lost $100,000, right, this week, right here, it was also caused by market makers. The reason I'm saying that is because I was notified for several days that large market makers are selling their altcoins. And most likely they were staying in shorts as well. Exactly the way Cabal that flooded Brett, because they knew all the information about Brett like way before they knew all the information. It's easily verifiable on chain. They knew all the information they want. It was a clear plan. Like, these guys are on the market for several years. They are bored. They know how this thing works. They knew this information for many, many months. What they've done, they just waited for perpetuals to appear on exchanges for Brett. And the day perpetuals appeared, they shorted the shit out of Brett and they flooded using their Twitter coverage. And that's 100% what pretty much happened. And this week, I think it was caused by market makers, by exchanges as well. They were always staying in shorts. It's like a very, very default and stupid tactic. If you hold large supply of the token, and if you see that we might be like at the top because volume's actually going down, you don't want for other people to actually dump on you. You want to dump first, to actually have liquidity to be able to pump this thing moving up. Because if people are dumping on you, they're taking all the profits and you might have not enough liquidity to actually push this thing up moving forward. That's why I'm essentially saying that Brett team most likely were dumping their, and as all these influencers around Brett, they most likely were dumping their supply around 500 million to 800 million in the first place. And that's why like this FAT, probably they were not dumping much through the FAT, because if they're smart, and they're smart because execution on Brett was very, very nice, they were dumping from 500 million to 800 million range. And that's why this thing was not going up much, because their idea was to take you out of your positions in the first place, move this thing down, make sure that they essentially took your money, they received that liquidity at the tops, get this thing down, and then with the funds they actually acquired, be able to push this thing higher. Because and that's one of the reasons I'm essentially entered the Brett loan as well, because I do see this happening. I do think that this is something they have planned. It's just that I am a psycho myself, and I tend to get through things a bit sooner than default people on the marketplace. Like, and probably something played with me, the fact that I knew it's shady in the first place. So I was following this for quite some more time, right? So I was expecting that people will get over Brett sooner, like, oh, it's a scam and things like that. So I actually was expecting that it may be like, we will take like 1 day only. The same it essentially took like for me. But people essentially needed more time to get through these things. That's why they essentially took some more time, and Brett took some more dumping as well, because the only chart is psychology of people, of holders of the market as well. So coming back to this week, I think what happened is market makers, they controlled a bunch of the supply, and they just opened a bunch of shorts, and they started to dump the supply along with the market dumping as well. And they even might be not like the first person in the chain, right? Because first person in the chain are probably BTC whales, and I still think we have some at this stage, because yeah, we have Bitcoin ETF inflows, but I do think we are in the months, in the years, like last years, where these Bitcoin whales actually can influence the market somehow. Because moving forward, it's all gonna be TradeFi, all going to be BlackRock. So they kind of playing outside in the last years, right? Because soon they will be dying out, because soon BlackRock will be acquiring large amount of supply, and they will be the ones who would essentially be doing that. So I think market makers understood that there would be a dump soon, and then essentially shorted and dumped altcoins, and they just went like to crazy levels, and they robbed me of my $100,000 quite recently as well. I think that's what essentially happened. Moving forward, any retail coming into crypto? Yeah, mentioned this already. Redeploying and going out the risk curve. Yeah, that's me as well, because I was buying crypto in the bear market, but actively I returned at the end of October with the first bump. Most crypto market participants missed the Bitcoin ETF run due to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, and there were so many people, so many influencers. I was watching them on a daily basis. It was just interesting. And even people around me, they were saying we are going down, it's a bull trap, we are going down. And funny thing, I will show you some tweets moving forward as well. Funny thing is that you cannot imagine how many people are still sidelined, how many people are still thinking that like this dip is not enough, like it's not enough for me to buy, we will still go lower, we will go down, and things like that. I will show you the tweet of Alex Becker that I actually agree on this matter. Too many that went all in on altcoins to compensate for the missed bull run. And this was crazy, because the issue with these altcoins was that through the bear market, VCs received too much of the supply. And when people started to go in on the altcoins, what actually happened is that VC started to sell. Exactly like Brett team was selling Brett from 500 to 800 million, because they need this liquidity. They need to rob people out of the liquidity. They need to rob people out of the liquidity, so they need to be the first who is selling. They need to dump the whole thing, and then using the liquidity they essentially took, they will be pumping this thing higher, because they cannot allow you to make money in the first place if they have a bunch of supply from the bear market. They cannot allow this because it will be too expensive for them. So the issue with altcoins is that they received a bunch of supply over the last, I would say, like 9 months, maybe since October, since they stopped selling themselves. And most likely they stopped selling themselves even earlier, because I know that one of the Sui market makers essentially signed a contract with them around May, June of 2023, right? And then another market maker was essentially introduced in start of January, and that's why Sui actually pumped. It's so interesting that all these people, they will show you like technical analysis, charts and things like that. Sui pumped in the start of January because previous market maker was bad. There was a contract signed with a new market maker, and insiders who had this information, they just started to buy SUI on this news. Nothing was happening. How you can predict this with technical analysis? Just tell me. So there was just too much supply, and essentially these market makers and VCs, they were selling this supply, and then they started to see that kind of volume is not increasing. Price is not going up. This is exactly the time where I was screaming to you, long your Arbitrum at $2, right? I was wrong there. I admit I was wrong. I lost 100K on this, right? I was screaming to you, long your Arbitrum at $2, and it was not going up. The reason it was not going up because no one essentially wanted to buy more, because all the buying pressure was already sucked in by VCs just constantly dumping on this buying pressure. Therefore, they decided to dump. They decided to create that week that I was essentially showing to you, right? They opened short, they liquidated a bunch of money, and currently they probably have small amount of supply. It's easier to generate buying pressure currently because the price is just lower, so it will just go higher, right? And they will just rinse and repeat. And right now we should be going up. They deployed late and poorly, going in large at higher levels, and are now seething and at a loss, as too many altcoins have given up their entire 2024 gains in the last months. I'm not sitting at a loss. I'm not sitting in my altcoins because I don't have any, because I was sitting in my longs and I got liquidated, right? So it's quite interesting. Something that he's saying here is that the higher the price of BTC essentially started to become over time, the more people start to throw the money into some crap tokens, and probably the largest amount of money started to be allocated as well. So maybe back in December, someone entered like a 10K into SUI. I'm sorry, SUI is the best example, like something into, I don't know, like TON, for example. And then TON went to $5 and someone added like 30K, and then TON went to $6 and someone added like 50K, right? And right now TON is correcting, it can go lower, essentially. The market started to get flooded with both scammy meme coin launches and cash grabbing founders around February. This is very, very interesting because remember what I was saying to you at the start of March, they started to heavily push base narrative. All your scammy influencers started to push like crazy. They would just pulling it into the throats of the followers. We are coming to base. If you remember, like this GIF I was sharing from one of them, from Paul, where a bunch of ships are going into base, and he was using his GIF himself. It's just so crazy what is happening. These founders focus on making a quick buck and generating short-term hype rather than longevity. So this is something very, very important as well, because I want you to understand that founders that are creating the meme coins, most of the memes that have been created on Base, right? The issue with that is because if they're creating these meme coins, they are not, they're essentially sucking up liquidity from the market, because they're not going to like take $1, $2, $3 million that they just robbed out of people on CT, out of the followers of these influencers. They will not take this $1, $2 to $3 million and put them into other meme coins. They will take them, they will buy like some lumber, some real estate, because these are business people in the first place. They are developers, most likely. They know how to do things, they know how to create processes and things like that. So the issue with these type of things is that this type of liquidity is not going back into the market, essentially. And that's why I'm telling you that holding blue chip, proper meme coins with proper teams is the best thing you can actually do on this market. And just moving forward, just add on the dips. You will be capitalizing heavily. The worst thing that might be happening to you is try to participate in this PvP type of garbage and treat it as long-term holds. All of them will just go to zero. Every time I'm actually trying to participate in this PvP type of garbage, most likely I'm just using money, and it's kind of like a very, very nice indicator as well. If I'm starting to throw my money into PvP garbage, that's probably local top. That's probably somewhere I actually need to take profits, because I'm still getting these type of urges in different times on the market. There are too many layer 2s. These have become commoditized, and with a few exceptions, most are widely overvalued. So this is something I was mentioning on my video the day, actually yesterday, right? I was mentioning that most of the current layer 2s are VC pump and dumps, and they're just smart honeypots. So nothing is going to come out, like nothing good is going to come out of them. The issue we might have is just dilution of liquidity on the market. But I think market will just optimize itself anyway. It will just not care about these projects, and it will focus on stuff that makes sense to the market. On Solana, on traded meme coins on Solana, right? The cycle is not over. Yeah, that's something I also think, because we also have to understand, we also have to focus on market sentiment, because we have to know that cycle is essentially based on people's emotions, right? And some people are saying like retail is not going to behave like in previous cycle because they know now, they're smarter. No, there is a reason cycles are happening once in 4 years, because in 4 years people tend to forget what actually happened to them. They feel some FOMO again. And you also need to know that people are essentially getting older, right? And some people start to participate in these activities. For example, last cycle, I was participating in the cycle first time. I lost $200,000, essentially, myself. And I was participating in any type of investment activity pretty much like for the first time in my life. It was crypto, it was essentially last cycle, right? And a bunch of people, they would be doing something like this as well. And a bunch of people will be throwing money like, and this cycle with all the boomers being able to throw the money in crypto, in Bitcoin. Man, this is the tweet from one of the followers of my channel, actually. I'm checking out his tweets and I'm pressing likes here. So here, you see, I'm the only one at this stage who actually like this tweet. Go and like this tweet as well. Boomers who never have seen plus 75%, 2x, 3x in their life before will go into crypto. They will go in hard. This is their last chance in the life to enter. They enter it hard. It will pump massively. BlackRock sees sovereign wealth funds, pensions coming to Bitcoin ETFs. Yeah, so this is something I mentioned. I agree with 100% with this thought, and this is the thought that I was also sharing on the channel a couple of months ago, because these are older people. They love to gamble. They hold like largest percentage of wealth. Largest percentage of wealth is usually being held by the older generation of people who are still alive on this planet, right? And they will go hard. They will have an option to buy BTC through ETFs, through investments. It's just going, man, we cannot fathom. Like our minds, they are not structured in a way to actually understand what might be happening. And that's why I'm saying that we should be seeing 700k BTC this cycle, because all the people are short-minded. And even people who are speaking about 120 BTC, 150, 170, they have PTSD from the last cycle. Last cycle was weak. Previously, BTC was doing 100x's from the exact lows of the cycle to the exact tops. I was speaking to some very, very interesting, smart guys on the conference in Dubai, and they were sharing this information that lows was 15k. They expect BTC to reach 1.5 million this cycle, actually. And if we are seeing 700k, you might think that 1.5 million is not that kind of away from there as well. But again, I will be taking profits around the key levels, and I would mostly be focusing on the charts, on euphoria, on fear greed index, on things that are happening around, because like I'm focusing on intuition a lot. And macro understanding as well. Like why I think one of the reasons of why I'm sure that we are going higher and to new all-time highs this month as well, because a bunch of countries are sharing garbage. We are banning Bitcoin, we are banning crypto and things like that. It's all a fucking scam in the first place. Your government does not want to protect you. They want to make you poor, make you a slave, send you to war, die. They want to kill you. Like they don't want to like have you free. They're trying to protect you, to say, oh, like we are banning these things, so probably you should sell to buy back lower, right? It's not happening. It's not fucking happening. All right, current digits with old cycle digits. Something I wanted to share as well, because you know, Crash was not trading meme coins last cycle. Crypto School was not trading meme coins last cycle. And I think this is one of the great advantages they actually have, because I've been following these guys for a very, very long time. All the top traders, all the best people from last cycle, they're actually trading meme coins currently. And you should not neglect this, because it's short-term view that will fuck with your gains. Because still people think that, oh, these are degens, these are stupid guys who are trading meme coins, they are stupid, they don't know stuff. best traders in the market, sharpest guys, are the ones who are trading meme coins, because this is where the largest volatility is at this stage. This is where they can show performance, actually. This is where they are battling each other. On Solana meme coins since launch, you have whale 1, you have whale 2, and they're just battling each other. Everyone else is just noise. They're just battling. Sharpest guys are trading meme coins at this stage. That's the most complex game, and this is one of the things of why I'm saying that we are at reversal and we are going up. It's because things like Popcat, it's because things like Bodin going up. Don't think that they're going up because degens that don't know anything about market actually buying them. They're going up because smartest people on this market, best traders, are actually buying them. Therefore, smartest people on this market, they expect us to go up. They expect us to have a reversal and be surging up this month. That's why they are buying at this stage. You have to change your perspective from this thing, because it's still this type of folk that is behind your eyes. They are degens, they are stupid, they are smartest people in this market. Reading the tweet from CryptoSkull. Most of these clowns sold bottoms heavily, especially influencers who got gifted bags whilst not even being influencers, with 200 followers maxed nuked, because they don't have anything to lose nor any credibility in this game. It doesn't matter because they will be because I'm sorry for stuttering, because they will be the same coping when the bag is going to trade 10x higher from here, which will mark the cycle top, and they'll forever cope. They finally their opportunity. Telling you 100% transparent. However, I advise any project seeking marketing not to give bags to random TG warriors who have zero. Like here, he essentially saying that most of the guys that you are following, who are like influencers, they learned like influencing game, they learned Twitter game, they learned YouTube game, but they don't understand the market at all. Because what are they doing? Like largest guys, most of them, they're just receiving the bags for free and they're just dumping them. And they don't understand what the fuck is happening. CryptoSkull was trading, I think he was already trading meme coins in the last cycle. Some of them. Some of altcoins he was trading as well. Because still, I would say that meme coins at the end of the last cycle, they were connected to some type of utility as well. Like reflection garbage, MCC, CCC, you know. If you actually know what I'm talking about, let me know in the chat. If we have some chats from the end of the last cycle, right? So he's just saying that a lot of these people don't fucking know and don't fucking understand what is happening. And for me, main thing is the sentiment. Because at the real top, we will not have people who would be thinking, oh, we're going lower, maybe you should actually take some profits. It's all just going to be euphoria. Everyone will just turn. If anyone will be selling, if everyone would be saying that he's selling, he will get hated on immediately. His voice will be silenced. You will not actually be able to hear. Like at the end of the last cycle, I was checking out a lot of information. I was checking out a lot of like YouTube, Twitter and things like that. I didn't see one person who was actually speaking bearish. Because through all this noise of people screaming bullish things, you were not able to actually hear one person who was actually bearish. We are definitely not at the top of this cycle at this stage. We all have to understand this. We'd still have some bearish news, like Grayscale has transferred like some BTC worth 205 million to Coinbase. Who the fuck cares? Alex Becker, I think people underestimate just how much sidelined money there is, and that this sidelined money is enraged. It missed this run up in all markets and desperate to get in on a good dip. That's quite interesting because he's also speaking about stocks. I don't know the situation on stocks there, but I do expect that we also most likely had a bear market in stocks, and mostly a lot of people are bearish in stocks, and a lot of people missed Nvidia. And I have friends that like down 5x on Nvidia. It's not a crypto meme coin, and they've done like 5x in 1 year or something, which is just crazy for the type of returns from stocks, right? And the interesting thing, I was speaking with some people who are managing like large funds in Dubai as well, and there are people with money that will start aping into Bitcoin Well, when it only will be like at $100,000. And currently, they will say it's a scam. Currently, they will say like, I'm not gonna touch it, nothing I'm actually doing with this thing and things like that. They will just say, and they will just start aping 100K plus, because it's basic human psychology, right? When we see green candles, when we see price going up, we want to buy. When everything is at the low, so we don't want to buy. It's basic human psychology. It will be essentially exercised by people with money, because people with money, they're still new to this crypto game. Even if they will be aping, they will think that, oh, maybe it will not go down 90%. Maybe it's the same as stock market. Maybe I'm smart because when I'm aping in the stock market, I'm still aping a bit soon, a bit early, and I'm still having like my 20-30% move. So I'm still taking like some profits back and things like that. And it's not that fast. No, it's going to be that fast. They will be aping and they will get dumped to zero right away. That's something where we have the edge, right? Some tweet from the guy who's saying that he's hating everyone from crypto Twitter. Just funny, I decided to show it, but I'm not going to read it because it's quite large. So to sum up the whole thing, we have to figure out what's going to happen next. What I think will be happening. I think we are at a reversal. I think we are going up. I do think that there is a chance that we might be seeing a dump to 52K and a new low for all the altcoins, and in this case we'll probably just have like peak fear index, right? But at the same time, you have to understand that people like me, we will be buying this dip. Like even yesterday I was thinking to myself, man, if Boden will be under 200 million, I would just buy it. I will buy it with the funds that I don't even have in crypto currently, with Fire that I have on my bank account. I will just transfer more and I will just buy Boden, because this price would be so good. And there are a bunch of people like this on the marketplace currently. I would say that you can only kill them with time. So if the dip will essentially take time, and if we would essentially buy currently and we will have time and we will be dipping down. But as mentioned, I don't think so. I don't think that we will get a sideways summer because of the ETFs that change the whole cycle, US ones, and because I think that the market is forward looking. I think it would be very, very stupid for the market not to start pricing in the election since the start of the summer. It just does not make sense. Like everyone is out for the summer, and then in September, when it's already only 1 month till the election, market just surges up like crazy, and market starts to price in the election. Like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, because in summer I think the market will start to price in the fact that people in the US, like Fed, they will start to print money most likely, and they will start to stimulate the stock market, the economy, so people will be rich, so people will vote for the current government, right? So I don't think that we will be going sideways in the summer, and I'm in general I'm bullish for the whole thing. I do think that like worst case scenario is for us to just go sideways, like not that large growth, but still there would be plenty of chances to play PvP. And one last thought that I essentially saw in the community of mine from one of the members, Sharon, who is very, very experienced trader in Tradify and analyst. He said that if we would essentially have enough longs opened at this stage, we might go lower. If we would have enough longs, like early longs opened at this stage, we might essentially be going lower, because exchanges would want to take this liquidity. Yes, exchanges are actually trading against you. If not, but probably a bit less already, because SBF is in jail and CZ just got some time in jail as well. So probably if they're trading against you, they're probably trading a bit less. But market makers, they're definitely doing it. I think that they were sitting in shorts when they were dumping these altcoins 2 weeks ago and taking my $100,000 from me, right? So I would say that like 15% chance that we are going lower and printing new lows. And instead of that, the other option is just up only. This month, Altseason this month, Bitcoin dominance is already going down. It's time for it to go down 100%. Summer, we might have slow summer, but I would say the general trajectory should be up as well, just because of the fact that I think that market should start price in essentially things that would be happening. So, yeah. I think we should situation on bread liquidation. So I actually added some more margin, and right now I have $90,000 in bread, right? And my liquidation price at this stage is 0.0022. On the other loan that I have on Maxi, it's 0.0023. So I'm down 43k at this stage on this, on Bybit, and on Maxi I think I'm down like maybe 10-15k, I'm not sure. So I was thinking of adding like last 10k into the margin, although I can add more. I was thinking like, what's the difference in me having money in my bank account or having them as margin in the bread loan? Yeah, the difference is not so large. So I do think that these things should not be going to zero. But what I hate at this stage is the fact that like my entry point is very, very bad initially, and I hate that my funds are actually freezed up. So I hate this fact. I hate the fact that I hate the fact that I can't go in with these funds on some alts that I want to. But if the opportunity will be lucrative enough, I think I will find my ways. Exactly the same way that poor retail will find the ways to buy crypto if the opportunity will seem lucrative enough. It's all about the fact how lucrative the opportunity is. It's not about the fact how much money someone has. All right, so yeah, my bread situation, I'm just waiting, sleeping well. If you were curious about that, not liquidated at this stage, probably not going to get liquidated on this stream as well. We would see what be happening. We might be going lower, but I don't think that they would want to push it significantly lower. I don't think I think that like most of the supply that was for selling, for people that wanted to sell, they sold already, right? Because like current prices, they're not very nice for selling. Insiders and team that they were probably selling around $500 million to $800 million. So they're probably doing very, very well at this stage. And I do think that if they would be pushing this lower, it might be very, very hard for them to push it back up. So in this case, like if they will be pushing this lower, I think it will have a high chance to go to zero, and I will be losing my money 100%. At this stage, I expect that I'm not going to get liquidated, but unfortunately, my funds are going to be freezed for quite some time. We will see. Despite the fact that it actually surged up to 0.0036 on the recent pump, on the recent reversal of BTC, but we will essentially see what will be happening. Based on the fact bread is dumping, I think that something is happening with BTC. Actually not. 59k. Yeah, it's also not good look for bread because Solana meme coins and Pepe is pumping and bread is just staying at the same level. So it's not very, very great, but we will see what will be happening. Yeah, nice to see you on stream, guys, as well. Bye, Ada. All right, hi from Slovenia. Hi. Flipping into resistance. Well, we will see. We will see if we might be going to 52k. Hey, Stan the ATM. What is your age? I'm in my mid-20s. Pepe going to Coinbase. Yeah, I think Pepe should be in Coinbase because they approved futures for Pepe on Coinbase already. So it's kind of the same thing as Bitcoin ETF. They approved futures ETF in the first place, and then they approved Bitcoin spot ETF. So that's the same thing I expect to essentially, that's the same thing that I think why Ethereum ETF will be approved as well, because there are already futures for like Ethereum ETF for futures opened, right? Oh, I'm actually showing my stats. You actually see my stats, so let's actually show myself instead, right? So that's the same type of logic because Ethereum Futures ETF is already approved. Therefore, I do expect for Ethereum Spot ETF to be approved as well, right? Maybe they will delay, but no one knows. Like everyone expects for it to be delayed, but we will see. Like my bet, since December of the last year, I want to tell you one more time that we should have peak euphoria around Ethereum ETF approval. They should have it approved, and they should essentially just dump the whole thing to zero. And initial thought that they should have a world war at the end of the summer. I don't feel world war at this stage. Well, my camera is just lagging like shit, right? Let me actually close these tabs because I'm on MacBook Air, so for some reason it actually lags when I have a bunch of tabs open. So I don't feel in the air, I don't feel in this simulation that we will be having World War III this year. I think they postponed it because they want to rob retail out. They want to play this scheme with Pavel Durov, with Stone ETF, with American taxpayers' money being used and being essentially sold to Russian mafia through Durov supporting Republicans on the interview. But that's another thing, right? Sui is the next Apple boy. Sui. Next generation of tech is here. Just buy Sui and spot and chill. Yeah, I was speaking with some people very, very close to Sui team that are like validators for Sui. They're saying that like it's no ecosystem there, and like it's a bubble in the first place. But essentially the same as Solana. Like the only thing you can do on Solana is what? Like buy and sell stuff and create your tokens as you can do on each and every blockchain. And the reason it's actually fast and cheap is because it's centralized. So AVAX going 10x. Currently $30 with like 18 billion market cap. So AVAX to go 180 billion market cap. And I think fully diluted is still quite large for AVAX. Yeah, 10x most likely not. I think at the peak of the last cycle, AVAX was like 146, 160 bucks. But we might have had less amount of tokens in the circulation as well. So 10x is hard to see. 3 to 5x conservatively nice. Pepe will go up in the next 2 days. I think so. I agree here. I need Sui to go to $20 so I can retire from my job. We all need this, Jason, right? When the new Coinbase wallet drops, it's game over for other chains memes. Well, it's interesting because I think they actually have access to Solana meme coins on their chain or things like that. I believe they actually done that because they don't want. They will definitely not just funnel all of the users to base chain only, because this way they will not become a popular wallet. They will lose to the competition on the marketplace. And I still think that MetaMask will be doing very, very well. That's why I'm actually bullish on Linda, on Linea, because Linea and MetaMask is the same thing. Everyone will still continue to use MetaMask because it's the oldest thing, and it had very, very low amount of exploits, if any. And people just trust it in the first place. I was telling this story. I was telling this story already back in 2018. I was on Twitter, and I saw some scam post from a profile that had a picture of Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram. Like, send me Ethereum and I will send you 2 times more, because we're doing some giveaway in Telegram. We want to give away to our users. I was younger, I was dumber, and MetaMask actually saved me from doing that because it pretty much flagged the website in the first place. Pepe held up very strong during the current BTC drama. It should break out in a day or two. It's interesting because I'm kind of becoming a bit skeptical about the fact that like tokens that are holding well, they will continue holding well, because there are levels to this game, right? And there are people understanding that people on the marketplace, they're becoming smarter and smarter, especially with the fact that we don't have a bunch of retail in the market. And recently before, it was it, right? So yeah, if something is strong during the correction, probably holders are holding, some people are buying, so it's strong. Right now, I think a lot of these tokens, because Pepe has market makers as well, most of the tokens have market makers as well. I think right now what is happening is that they are essentially just manipulating this stuff. The first time I thought about it, it was when Sui was pumping in January, when the whole market was going down. But think about that. You are the market maker on the token. You want to make money for the team. You want to make money for yourself. You want to make money on your token going up. What's the easiest thing than to actually pump your token up when the market is on the correction, and the whole market will only speak about your token because the attention is only going to be on your token. So people who are sitting with cash, they will be buying into your token. And at the same time, you can be saying moving forward that we are so strong in the correction phase of the market, and that's why we will continue to move up and things like that. So I do think that it's all a manipulation at this stage. I just don't know what the next level is. The next level is probably expect from certain tokens this type of behavior and play around these things as well. Like one of the things is Pepe. Like even something that's happened with Popcat currently. You need to understand that in crypto, we pretty much focus on attention, right? And it's a very, very nice direction of attention where everything is correcting and you can just pump the price of your token up. And it does not require a bunch of funds as well, because during a correction, a bunch of people are afraid. They're sitting with free cash, right? and they see something going up, they just buy it. Therefore, it continues to go up. Therefore, it continues to attract other people who are afraid and who are sitting in cash, and they buy. So I honestly start to see these things as manipulation from market makers on the tokens, because, and I do think that more and more teams, they actually start to realize that. So probably like during this correction, we already see like several tokens doing well. And I know that these tokens have market makers. I know that they are like manipulated garbage, right? And probably moving forward with new corrections, we'll probably see more and more behavior like this, because if you think it's quite cheap for you to push your token in the correction, because you just throw a bit of funds and people just start to buy these things because they feel FOMO, because they actually sold to buy back lower and things like that. And when everything is pumping, it's actually quite hard. It's actually quite hard to understand that, like, it's actually quite hard to direct the attention of people on your token. And when everything is correcting, you just have to pump this thing, and attention of the people essentially is on your token. Market is going to break new record highs soon. Buy. It's time to buy all stocks now. Let's make money. Our stand is live. Bought ND yesterday. Participated 2016 cycle. OG here. Thoughts on Speedy on Phantom? I don't know what the fuck Speedy is actually. I saw like Caesar mention that this is scam. I don't know. What the base on base? Don't know as well. Sorry. Base Maxi. Alright, your ideas are great. Thank you as well. I see that you used to be in here and there. Do you see Launchpad to buy Mavi? I heard you mention your gaming. Nah, I actually was not in Neotoka to buy Mavia like Launchpad, but I know like one of the issues with Heroes of Mavia is that I know a bunch of guys from Neotoka who were able to buy this thing early. They will be receiving the allocations pretty much for free, and that's like one of the issues I have with buying this thing, because I know that I will essentially get diluted. I don't know what's the schedule, the vesting schedule there. It might be that it will essentially be not so large. But still, like if you get like a nice entry point, let's actually check out what's the price of Heroes of Mavia currently, because I have a strong feeling like gaming was consolidating for too much time. We should have our gaming run. We should have Alex Becker coming out and doing some videos and pumping gaming along with Elliott trades as they usually do. $3.5 for Heroes of Mavia, I would say not so bad. Yeah, like market cap is 100 million and fully diluted is 900 million. But you have to understand that circulating supply is 12% at this stage. So it's very, very easy to pump this thing if they want to pump this thing. Just the question if they want to pump. Meme coins are a great poker game. Smartest in memes, I agree. Yeah, so this is something I actually want to tell you. I'm not sure if you can see me. Yeah, should be right. Yeah, I think it lagged because I opened CoinMarketCap. Yeah, it's MacBook Air, I'm sorry. So the thing with meme coins as a great poker game, I don't think, yeah, actually as a poker game, I think you can view it, because poker game might focus you on short-term thing, right? And essentially, I want us to hold blue chip memes, because I think like we will be doing very, very well if we are holding blue chip memes. But if you would essentially figure out how to play this short-term poker game well and win, yeah, that's like the best ROI activity of this cycle, I think. That's like just the best thing that you can be doing. Stan, do you have a Telegram group? No, I only have like a private paid Discord VIP channel. I see, yeah. All right, Stan, thanks for the alpha, no worries. Dutch. No, I'm not Dutch. I'm from Eastern Europe. I'm not Russian as well, but my accent might be Russian because I speak Russian. And I'm not Ukrainian as well. You don't have a lot of options left, guys, right? Slavic, right, yeah, I'm Slavic. I actually have some Russian blood, I have some Baltic blood, I have some Ukrainian, I have some Polish blood, so it's a mix, right? Play to invest in. Give me a crypto tip. Like right now, you can just buy anything, just based on your risk specter. Like, I don't know, you just open up like top 100 altcoins, you randomly pick, you buy anything. Top like 200 altcoins, you randomly pick, you buy anything. Like you clicked out like top memes. Well, you buy anything, but with memes it's large because there are a bunch of like garbage memes out there that are short-lived that probably will be dying out. But if you're buying the meme that was here at the bear market, you should be doing very, very well. Pepe was downside, just looking at the RSI on 1-day chart, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm waiting with my dry powder. Yeah, not sure on Pepe, not sure on RSI as well. We will see. Here is one Lyndon Lainia. Do you like lasagna? Well, as a food, yeah, Scandinavian. Maybe I actually have some Scandinavian blood, because in our region we do have some people from there, but probably it's an older one. Andy on Blast, Land Wolf on Avex. Yeah, I'm holding both. Short squeeze soon. Very, very interesting as well, because funding shows that there are a bunch of shorts opened up currently. Therefore, we might be seeing a short squeeze. Actually, like short squeeze might be happening. That's something, because like most people are staying in shorts currently. Linda and Tucker for the win. So Tucker is actually something very interesting, because you have there are some meme coins that you can actually buy to kind of bet on certain influencers, right? On certain influencers and certain media companies doing well. And I would say you are better off betting on media companies because they're businesses. And influencers, they can die because they're just by themselves. Like their girlfriend may leave them and they will go into depression. They will stop making videos, right? So there are some meme coins you can actually buy as a bet on certain media and YouTube influencers channel, which is very, very interesting. We have to understand this opportunity, because it's very, very similar to buying stocks. It's actually crazy to understand this. And Tucker is the same thing for Crypto Banter, because if you believe that Crypto Banter will be doing well as a business, if you believe that Crypto Banter will be attracting a bunch of retail who will serve as your exit liquidity, if you believe that Rand will essentially be pumping up this company, like Tucker is a very, very nice bet from that point of view. You should be scooping out Tucker on the corrections, because it's actually very, very close to buying stocks. You have to understand this. It's not it's very strong. It's a very, very strong thesis, and you don't have something like this with meme coins currently. So I'm actually quite bullish on Tucker myself. What does the market do in January? I think it was correction. No, it was like a pump closer to Bitcoin ETF, and then after Bitcoin ETF, it was a correction. Linda, Tucker, Gami, Maga. Yeah, nice picks. I like all of them. Appreciate your thoughts on RWIF. I was just thinking on RWIF today. It's very, very interesting that you're asking this question. So I don't know anything about RWIF, so I might not be the most qualified person to speak on it. I just know that only technical innovation in our space is very, very risky to actually bet on, because we have some projects like Luxa, right? We have some projects like Dash, for example, that where you are kind of only betting on technical innovation, because you don't have market makers there, you don't have marketing people, holders don't want to dump on retail and don't want to scam anyone. Therefore, they essentially don't want to pump this thing up, right? But with RWIF, and specifically with influencers speaking about RWIF, because I want to show you something. I want to remove another curtain from your eyes as well. Often when influencers are speaking about certain projects, about tech innovation, they're not speaking because they just speak about tech innovation. They're speaking because they know some insights. They know some insights about upcoming marketing campaign. They know that maybe they got paid to shield it, and others got paid to shield it as well. They know that some marketing campaign might be coming in. They know that market maker is buying out supply and will be pumping, because often influencers will use insights to improve their reputations, to kind of be viewed as smart in the face of people, because they were speaking of something and it pumped, and they kind of just using it to increase the social capital, because social capital is very, very important for the influencer. Reason I know it, I was doing it myself, right? So with RWIF is very, very interesting, because you never bet on technological innovation in this industry. It's very, very risky. Things should find product market fit. I do think that the reason influencers are talking to you about RWIF is because they essentially got paid, or that they know some insights, they got some allocations and things like that. So, and it might be pumping. It's probably going to be pumping, because people won't be spending money on these influencers, right? But you have to understand, you have to be cautious. When people are only speaking about this thing as some nice technological innovation, probably something is not there yet, because tech innovation is very, very risky to bet on in this space. Could you not just increase your leverage and add to a position to move down your entry level and then close out at break even? Yeah, this is something that could you not just increase your leverage and add to your position to move down your entry level? Well, I'm not the best trader myself. I will just copy this, right? I was thinking to get out at the break even as well. We will see. We will see what I will be doing. But yeah, it actually makes sense if I would have an option to increase the leverage and remove margin this way. Amazing entry for Brett right now. Definitely better than the one that I have. Thank you very much, Stan, about recent Brett dump. Check DM later, please. Sure, no worries. Hi, Stan. Did you ever had a job? Yeah, I had a job. I was working as an iOS developer. I was fired from my job. So the last job I had was around 6 years ago, and I was actually fired from there. Hey, everyone. I all sure about these calls. Where are you located, Stan? Hi from Germany. Right now, I'm in Europe. Hi. Keep going, Stan. You do not thought about loan on Brett, loan on Pepe. I think they should be doing well. I think Brett guys should figure this out as well. YouTubers know nothing. Some of them know, but most likely the ones that know, like, they don't have a lot of use essentially. I took profit at Brett before drop. Nice. Thoughts on Wolf on AVAX? I'm holding all of my Wolf on AVAX, and I do think that we are pretty much just waiting for AVAX to like wake up. Invalidation of the thesis is that AVAX wakes up, memes on AVAX will wake up as well, and Wolf is dead. That would be the time where you actually need to sell. Until AVAX goes up, it's no reason to sell Wolf. And yeah, we're just waiting for AVAX here. We're just waiting for AVAX to move. YouTubers know nothing. Thoughts on Wolf, Warp on base. Thoughts on Boba, how much X from now on? Very interesting question. So, as mentioned, I do expect repricing in the market to happen. So, we have to understand that we are in the constant rotations on the market. So, it's like a spiral, right? We are going up. We are going like one sector goes up, and then liquidity from this one sector moves to another, and it pumps all of the sectors. Then we are going down, then we are going up again, and we are kind of in these spiral rotations till the top. The goal is to catch the last rotation, but I would say it's very, very hard to do in the first place. So what you should be doing is to catch, you need to catch last 20% of the move of the bull market, because your downside is significantly high if you actually are trying to catch the last rotation. Because if, like, when things go down, especially memes, they can go down like 50%. That happened. I'm sorry, that happened on the chart of Shiba. It went down 50%. It like in 1 week maybe at the end of the last cycle, even if not like in a couple days. So if you were taking profits on your large bag of Shiba, if you were taking, for example, profits on Monday, you would have like one sum. If you were taking profits on Tuesday, you would already have 50% less. And the issue with all these meme coins is that they would be the first to dump. So it's an ultimate expert level game where you have your cock in the mouth of the turtle. Like it's definitely a very, very interesting one. Why I'm speaking about this last rotation is because at the top, people would understand that Pepe probably not going to move higher this stage. And they would be looking to put the money into Pepe better plays. It's very, very important for Boba to essentially survive till the time as an ultimate Pepe better play in the eyes of people in the marketplace. But even if we would have some other Pepe plays as like best Pepe better plays, Boba will still be receiving some of the liquidity. So it will just go like down the chain, probably will be receiving less, but yeah, I think it should be still doing well. We have Boba billions, we have like crazy estimates from Crash of like 20 billion, 40 billion. Well, I would say somewhere between 5 to 10 billion for Boba, closer to the end of the cycle in the blow of top stage, is quite achievable if if Boba will essentially continue to be Pepe better play. And I think it essentially will, because a lot of people from Pepe community are supporting Boba as well. Yeah, it's like the closest thing to OG Pepe better play you actually have. 5 to 10 billion. Well, if Pepe will be reaching somewhere between 40 to 100 billion, which it definitely can, because we expect more liquidity, we expect more people, we expect, and Doge was 80 billion last cycle already, money are inflated, so there are more money in the market as well. Like, conservatively, you can say 3 to 5 billion. That's something that I would say, but you would probably have to hold for this thing for multiple corrections and things like that. Like, ultimate, like very, very conservative goal is 1 billion. That's like an ultimate, like the most conservative thing that you can actually ask me. Because one of the things with Bob and Pepper as well is that Ethereum was not performing yet. And I don't think we can fathom what will be happen when Ethereum will eventually perform. Third chain Rune, don't know much about this. Sorry, opinion on Kaspa. I know great community there. There was a funny video I was watching from Crash on Kaspa today. Like he was saying, like it's a garbage, not usable blockchain. But I just like the chart, and that's why I have 1.5 million in Kaspa. I don't want to offend anyone because I know that community of Kaspa is quite strong. It was a very, very nice performer in the bear market. I don't know. I think it will still be doing well. Like it's just a nice blockchain, nice community, nice fair launch in the first place. You don't have a lot of projects like this, so I think it will continue to do well, but I don't expect it for it to like do more than 7x maybe from these levels. We will see, because I'm probably not the best person. What happened to Prometheus, NFTs, and runes? So Prometheus NFTs, they went down because they essentially did a snapshot of airdrop. With runes, I don't know. I was honestly not checking out the price of Prometheus runes. These are just longer term holds for me, because Kongs are a very, very nice NFT community in the last cycle. And I definitely felt the harshness of PvP environment, because as soon as snapshot was done, Prometheus NFTs, the price was just dumped like right away. It's just so crazy. I expect for them to punish the sellers. That's why I'm essentially holding, because it's like ordinal NFT connected to one of the largest Ethereum NFT communities of the last cycle. I don't think that you can actually like hold anything better. And they already shown that they're still alive, because to get number 2 rune in the market, that's quite hard. Kaspa analysis, yeah, as mentioned, I don't know much. I think it should be doing well. I won't expect to see more than 7x's from here, but I don't know much on Kaspa, essentially, and I do expect it to outperform Ethereum from these levels. So that's why it actually means that it's a nice altcoin hold. What does the market do in general? I essentially mentioned this already, I think. Sub stand, sub. Did your bread position got liquidated? No, I did some margin and my liquidation is at 0.022 at this stage. How much access do you think Kaspa can do this bull run? Thanks, I love your channel, Stan. Yeah, thank you, appreciate the feedback as well. As mentioned, not essentially expect to do more than 7x's from here, but I do expect for it to outperform Ethereum, so more than 3-4x's. So somewhere in that range, it's conservative estimate from me. I do provide conservative estimates at this stage. Like, we can get crazy valuations. Things can get like mad, very, very mad, like easily. Because because essentially we have this ETF thing. We did not have it anywhere. Carrot coin, all right. I don't know what is it. Is the live going to be saved? Yes. Crash Talks, Litecoin, and Kaspa, right? Have you seen coins on Ton ecosystem? No, but I know that some of them did very, very well. And I think like after redo, main DEX on Ton did 5x or something. So yeah, they're doing quite well. Might be a buy once this thing will correct, because I do expect for Ton to get pumped heavily this cycle. Bird Dog, don't know much on it, was not researching. I think it also appeared in the bull market. So I'm not very, very positive on it. But as essentially like a better high risk play to this boys club narrative, to Brad in the first place, to Andy, should be doing well. I'm interested in perspective through. I think Crash is crazy to use LTC as a store of value. Well, this is everything. This is very interesting, but I think I saw some statistics that LTC is still like getting used a lot, like people transacting LTC, and Crash specifically focused on the fact that cryptocurrency, word currency, and LTC is a currency. So interesting. Thanks for all the alpha. Thank you too. Where to look for decent meme coins coming out? I would actually have a video about coming out. Yeah, so Dex Screener, Dex Screener. On Dex Screener, you would essentially see all the memes that are coming up. There are some websites like pump.fun at this stage, but you can essentially just ask this to Google, and Google will provide you with a response as well. Dex Screener is the best thing that I know that's being used by a bunch of people. Phantom will be next this cycle, maybe. Don't know much on Phantom. What's your blue chip memes? Bobo, Pepe. What do I hold? Rido as well. I like Indian Blast, but it needs to get picked up by Blast. So like Blast need to do well. Linda I also like Linea, but it will take some time to pump with the airdrop of Linea, things like that. And in general, essentially larger coins, like larger market cap memes with great community. So you don't need me to tell you. Actually, I will have a video, I think it's published already on Ethereum meme coins, and tomorrow I will have a video on Solana meme coins. Belarusian, it's not Belarusian, it's Belarusian. Polish, close. Right, let me move up because, yeah guys, I will probably stop the Q&A soon because do you use coke? No, I actually don't drink and don't smoke. I quit about 2 years ago. Thomas doesn't look. What do you think about AI? I think AI is a nice meme, but the thing with AI is that inflows, there will be a very, very large marketing inflows into AI in Web 2, so not in crypto. And these inflows, they are directed on AI coins in Web 3, like partially, because it will be hyped up. So AI is a nice meme. It should be doing well. It should be very, very appealing for retail. Where to look for new decent meme coins coming out, Dex Screener, and well, there are a bunch of people who are focused on trading like memes short term. We have like a meme trading channel in our community as well. Yeah, you can just search on YouTube and things like that. What will BTC drop to? Not sure. I think worst case scenario 52k, but I don't think that we will drop any further. Any thoughts on Game Swift? Potential next gala, 20 million market cap. Ivan and Tech is bullish on it. Yeah, so Game Swift is very, very interesting because it was really, really hyped up back in October, and I heard very, very smart people like saying that I want actually to buy in, but now no one seems to give a shit. But I think it's generally about gaming. It should be nice because it was really, really hyped up back in October. So I doubt that there were like a lot of like stupid people hyping it up. Stand still bullish at gaming like Bull and Wagme Games. Nice dips now to buy. Yeah, I'm holding my Bull. Wagme Games, yeah, essentially they should be doing well. Belarusian. Crash pushes fuck ETH. What do you think of it? Yeah, I think it's a nice narrative. Crypto banter will be big. Ran is them. Alright, did you change your mind about all these QLs ragging the viewers on Satoshi VM? No, I did not. I was not changing the mind. That was happening. Well, you just have to follow the ones that don't rag you, right? Big dump on alts and understand if people actually get rugged, how to take advantage of it, because it's very, very easy to mid curve and say this something is a scam. It's harder to make money on it. You need to make money on it. Big dump in alts at the end of 2024. Depends on the election. I don't think so. I think there is a high chance that Trump will win, and if he wins, I think he will pump the markets like crazy. What does KOL mean? Key opinion leader. It's pretty much influencer. What are your thoughts on Zincoin? Philip Morris expecting to ship. Not sure. Don't know much on Zincoin. Sorry. Do you still hold your Boba? Yes, hold all my Boba. Thanks for the input. Thank you too. Boba Billions. Boba Billions. What do you think of the OG Pepe coin from 2016? Well, I'm not very, very bullish on it. I'm holding my Pepe. It seems just to like win. And the story is very, very interesting because it went through multiple fights as well. And I'm a bit bearish on utility with meme coins. However, when tokens are being staked, it's in general bullish for the coin, for the token, but we will see. Thoughts on Mumu on Sol, please, and thanks for great. Yeah, so it's like a Cabal thing, but I actually heard from Crash that developer there is quite decent. So it might actually get picked up at a certain stage. But yeah, it was something launched in the bull market and things like that. So it heavily depends on the team. Don't know the team, don't know what they will be doing. Might get pushed moving forward. And I think recently I was seeing for a couple of days people pushing Mumu on Twitter as well. Bot on base, don't know much, I'm sorry. Bits crunch, don't know, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to speed up because I want to finish up with all the questions. Richard Harmon from the 100 TV show. I don't know who's that. Ton ecosystem coins. I only know Rido, and the reason I only hold Rido is it's the largest meme on chain. Largest meme on chain will be sucking up a portion of liquidity, portion of profits from other alts. Therefore, I only hold the meme. I don't hold any alts. When you say this cycle, when is this alt cycle exactly in your opinion? So we would either be getting our alt season at the end of this month, start of June, or at the end of this year. So if alt season will not be happening currently, it will probably be happening at the end of this year. And if it won't be happening, that would probably be bad for the market. I think we will be getting one. Because like Bitcoin dominance is going up for too much time. It should be correct. It should be going down. What is lowest price will Bitcoin dump before it go up? I don't think that we will be dumping much from this level. Like lowest I see is 52, but you never know. Appreciate you as well. View on AVAX and the meme coins of the ecosystem. Well, AVAX is definitely a chain of the previous cycle, but I'm still bullish on it because like it's connected with gaming, and well, it's not receiving a lot of attention currently, but the fact that they're trying to do some things with the meme coins, so they're trying to keep up. I would say like AVAX is one of these tier 2 chains, but you can actually do something on AVAX because like most of the new chains, they're just garbage in the first place. And there are subnets of AVAX. There are people who are essentially building stuff on AVAX as well. So yeah, it should be well. Andy on base, Sol or Blast. I'm holding and speaking only about Andy on Blast because I have exposure on base through Brett. On Sol, I don't have any exposure, probably should get some. And Andy on Blast was the first one. So the motives to create Andy on Blast was probably the purest that you have in comparison to all the others, because all the others were essentially copycats. Therefore, their goal is just to make money in the first place. But following some things I've said on this stream, you might want to look into some others, right? Connect 2 and 2. Do not buy bread. I bought already, unfortunately. If you don't know much about Rune Tor chain, then have a look. Alright, yeah, I saw Ren also very bullish about it. Hey Stan, we know market's gonna pump, but we don't know when. It is tough, but all eyes on Fed. That's true. Casper is block deck, not blockchain. Yeah, this is something that I don't know from my end. This is something where you can correct me. What do you think of Space Mesh? The system is very decentralized. Not sure. Test meme coin. And if you love meme and low market cap, then let's flagship for chain. Right. Memes for some big gains in autumn fall. Donald Trump and Joe Biden with the American election in November. Yeah, those should be the good picks. I'm not sure about the Donald Trump because they might be like a copycat. I'm not sure like if they're alive and if the chart is alive, that's sure. But there is a Trump meme coin on Ethereum and there is Conan on Ethereum as well. Not sure Bits Crunch, Pega, Waffles. Are you single, Stan? Won't be sure in that. Hey Stan, have you done any research on Moose Console? Nah, actually, I'm not. Opinions on Monera? Russian subtitles? Probably not going to happen. I'm sorry. Should we buy a reflection coin pre-sale? Pre-sale, be very careful with pre-sales. I'm not buying any pre-sales personally. When you speak of long-term hold, how long are you holding and do you sell everything? Yo, Paul, how we doing? So I can be taking profits gradually over the core levels when we're going into euphoria, but the largest portion of the bag I'm just holding till the times I would think there is a peak euphoria. Then I would probably sell the largest portion of the larger bag, but I will still keep some for a potential blow off top, and then I will sell the rest as well. And interesting thing that with some memes, I do actually plan to hold them through bear part of the cycle as well, but it's probably just too soon to talk about this thing. Should I buy Mock or Sneebo? Mock larger market cap, lower upside, but definitely would be doing well and is quite safe as meme coin can be. Sneebo is an ultimate beta player in Bobo, therefore should be doing quite well, but it's quite risky as well at this stage. Token coin ecosystem coins, any idea? Just Rido. Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. We will be ending up the stream. Thank you everyone to join, who was actually joining. First stream on the channel. Got not liquidated on my bread yet. We will see what will be happening. I will see you tomorrow on the video. On the stream, I won't be probably streaming tomorrow. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.